And welcome to our game session number 34. We've managed to survive 34 sessions without killing the entire party.
Yay!
Though we came close about session number 12.
Or each other.
Well, that was we came close, so I'm fairly early on.
God, I came so close to killing Stefan, sorry.
I know, it was a roll of a dice. If you hadn't have, gotten one of the other brains get control, he would have gotten one of those sleepy drugs that he never worked from.
Yeah, no, Stefan, and I even cleared it with Stefan himself as well.
That's hilarious.
So is that why we don't have any Kadkia anymore?
I mean...
B1 can be a little intimidating.
So he didn't just go off on assignment?
Yeah. It's mystery.
So, I will start off with players online tonight. Tonight we have David.
Hello, I'm David. I play B1337, the greatest droid to have ever existed, and that ever will exist. Great doctor, great mechanic, great computer hacker, great teacher, all-round nice droid.
I'm sorry, who?
Hey, I'm sure there are many people who call B1 nice, especially those who learn from him. Because they actually don't call him nice.
Name one thing that B1 was required to do that B1 needed to do that he didn't do.
I don't think that's the question here. I didn't say he was useless. I'm questioning the niceness.
Well, when has he not done something to help out the party?
The shot callers come to mind.
Yeah.
Is the argument for or against B1's weapons?
Oh, so my argument is against his niceness.
Yeah,
his
you're
argument
looking at
is
this in the right manner.
So the
Star Wars,
argument is that
in a
B1 is
certain
more
point of view,
useful,
he's
so
nice.
therefore niceness is not necessary.
I think that's the argument. Yeah.
I don't know. I think
You guys
when it
really
comes
need
dying
to
or
put
not,
things
I'd
into
rather
proper
someone who's an
context.
arsehole but saves me.
Well, there was the car called Vex.
Yes.
Was.
Vex is awesome, right?
But, we pointed out that, Cadkia may not be on assignment. B1 might have done something, so who's to say that Vex isn't B1's personal slave right now?
It is a mystery.
Yeah, it might be Vex now powers the toaster.
Exactly.
Well, before we started the episode, off air we were talking about legal cases that are being brought in regards to a game, and I do believe we are talking slander at this point.
I believe you're actually right.
You are?
But
I'll get my space lawyer on it.
I was in support of I'd rather be saved by an asshole than not saved by a nice person. So.
No, the way to look at it is I'd rather the asshole was on my team than not.
Yeah. No, that's entirely fair.
As long as my life's being saved, I don't really care whose team they're on. Are we doing introductions?
We are.
Yeah.
Next one on the introductions line is Mark. Can he top that introduction?
I was just going to say a feeling is a meat sack invasion, which shouldn't be needed in this whole conversation. So I thought Dave would bring that up as well. But anyway, hi, I'm Mark.
Meat sacks shouldn't be involved in any conversation.
That's fair enough for me.
Only bold sacks get to do the conversation criteria thing. The agenda. That's it.
Yeah, so I'm playing Jed. So my name is Jed. Like a song that sounds very similar.
Anything else?
And will he end up dead? Don't know yet. We'll find out.
Well, hard to tell considering what happened last session. We shall find out.
Will he end up dead? I don't know. We'll have to wait to see what's said.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that part. Okay, we'll see.
What part?
You remember the ending of last session at all?
No.
We'll get to it.
I haven't had a chance to rewatch the episode.
Let's say it was explosive.
Okay. Right.
There was a light show and everything.
Yeah.
I remember there was light shows. So yeah, Jed may not be where she said she was.
Or he. Hard to tell.
Yeah, well, considering that the introduction consists of I'm Jed, who are we to know exactly anything?
Yep.
Last we know, he was initiated.
That's true.
Maybe in bed.
Okay, next one we have online is Ross.
I'm playing Harlid, the enforcer, caretaker of Piper, which since Piper is no more, I no longer have to worry about her.
Well,
Big week.
Well, that brings us back to who would you rather have save you? And the question will be, I guess, in Jed's case, maybe no one now?
Well, I'm no longer under the instructions to discipline Piper.
Well,
Piper is no more.
Well, I mean, you would, as far as we know, Piper is just
Actually,
gone. So you're still under those orders, but Piper's not here, so
but doesn't this
Don't
actually
worry.
make Piper safer?
yes.
So is this not a good
Yeah.
thing? Because
It's a
safer
good
Piper is what we're for, right?
Which means if someone completely
and also-
eliminates Jed, no problem.
It's also that flip side.
Yes. And I've now also picked up the Gadgeteers section, so I'm now going down the path of my family. And also will be able to help B1 get further advancements without having to rely on others that he's not familiar with.
So what are
Like
your
you want
top
some
3
upgrades in
gadgets then?
He goes like this.
He hasn't got the gadgets yet, he's
Your
on his
top
way
3
there.
gadgets are determined by sound effects
Yes.
that Kesley can make. So you gotta get a
pew
pew
pew.
pew pew. And what was the one we just had?
Weird.
Yeah, there you go. You get a weird. What's the third one? She can't come up with it. You're out of luck.
Gonk, gonk, gonk,
Just
gonk.
do a pterodactyl noise.
Perfect. I feel this is the way we should
I get
choose all
high
our gear
five
from now
upgrade.
on.
Just what noise?
Just poke Kesley. See what sound she makes.
Just add me to the soundboard.
Who needs a soundboard?
Yeah, exactly.
At the table today we have Kesley, the soundboard.
Alright, hello. I'm not usually a soundboard. I'm playing Kyana Capier. She is the martial artist of the Mandalorian group. Now senior sector ranger. Usually pretty no nonsense. Tries to follow the loyalty of her family first, and then her duty second. Having to keep everybody in line as much as possible, which shows to be more of a task than she first anticipated.
And yes, leader of the party because, might makes right in Mandalorian.
Exactly. She can probably beat anybody up other than probably B1, not because of physicality, just mentally.
For some reason now, I want a whole session where we all just face off against
Yep.
Bayana and see who wins.
Oh no.
I just...
No.
I know I'm gonna
want a
lose,
session
but I
where
just
we all
still
face off
wanna-
against B1 and we'll come up with all the bullshit that B1 comes up with.
So is that where the B1 pulls out his little remote control and goes beep beep on people?
Yeah, look, all I'll say is you can't fight me if you're trapped in your room.
See,
I didn't understand what that was.
That's Ross playing soundboards.
Oh, okay, alright. So my hearing aid doesn't pick it up at all, which is weird.
And Ariadne, you're
Right
on.
attack on the Wookiees.
I am indeed Thayane True Striker, also known as Thea. I'm...
Provider of coffee.
It seems to be, but actually I'm trying to add a little bit more discipline to my training. I've become more focused on becoming better at martial and weapons fighting, like a true Mandalorian. Well, at the same time, trying to do the best things for my family. I'm not sure my current job with the Empire is actually going to fulfill that need for too long, because the ethical boundaries that the Empire seems to breach versus the money they give me to not care about those ethical boundaries are. It's not quite enough money now, so she's considering whether or not she needs to get into a new career, but considering she's currently in a platonic bromance with Lieutenant Sandemo, she's not quite ready to run anywhere just yet.
And then we have Mike.
Hello, I play eBayer, a Jawa from the cryptocurrency fields of Elrond.
What does a cryptocurrency field look like?
Lots of computers.
Oh, I was going to say,
has,
it's not a field of like money growing off trees or something like that. You know?
well,
that would be an orchard, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it grows out of the ground, so.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have your Doge, your Doji coins.
We just need to follow you home, and then we don't have to work for the Empire. We can just farm Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then have to give it to someone else because
not Bitcoin,
they own it.
Because Bitcoin's going down the toilet. But,
But yeah.
Yeah, and I am a
Media star.
a gambling mechanic.
Reality presenter.
Yeah, reality TV
Crap
show
mechanic.
host. With the top-rated reality TV show in the Galactic Universe.
What's it called?
I thought B1's was.
B1 has 2, or has one too.
No, B1 is close second, and he's not bitter about it at all.
You have to
I
worry
think it
about
was
B1.
like 15 minutes of fame before you get arrested.
Yeah.
Great title.
Yeah, I think it's
catchy.
provided by TV.
And normally arrested by B1.
Yeah. Because B1 still has bounty hunter.
As the unofficial coffee purveyor of the party that's here, I'm guessing the Smirnoff equals no to coffee for you. Do you want hot chocolate?
Sure, I think
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
You had coffee as well?
Yeah.
I could do. Do you want the Smirnoff in the coffee? I do that.
No,
No, you sure?
I'm sure.
Peppermint hot chocolate. Awesome. I'll run the machine as quick as I can.
All good. So yes, last session we'll get Kesley to do the recap if she can remember.
Yep, gotcha. So 2 sessions ago, big bombing at the orphanage, all that stuff. So we called our Mandalorian captain Dom Diesel for all of the orphans, see if they can take him in. So he has taken in the orphans and taking them to coin. So they are now taken care of on coin, which is very good. We do a press conference at the secured airfield after the following day following this bombing. And during the press conference, as I practice my speech and everything, we get interrupted quite rudely by Silver. And he's just stating how like the Empire is bad, they're oppressive killers, blah blah blah. I literally wrote that down. And as we're doing it, we try to trace it back. We send a strike against something, a satellite that goes splody boom. After that, we found out that Silver was directly in discourse with Captain Fabio, and Silver is actually seeking out Piper to make an example out of her. So it's a good thing that Piper isn't hiding. We don't know where Piper is. Oh no. And Jed just happened to be in some safe place, so that was very good.
It works out well that Jed is also in the shed.
Things go on, we find some more investigation stuff.
You also got the part where there was a recording due to the fact that he said stuff that never happened.
Exactly. So there was some of that as well. So part of the recording was that stuff that never happened, as in like it was a pre-recorded message that was supposed to occur during the day of the charity auction, not during the press conference after this.
So he intended to blow up the orphanage during the auction.
Yeah, so that was his original intent. So shows that we.
Also, when Saya told Sol Guerrero that he may like out to try and get to the
Yeah.
children, but he has to get through her first.
So I tried to make a nice speech, but that didn't work. So thankfully, Thea's speech really got the people riled up and made Silver's bounty go up as they donated to Go Catch Me. So that was very nice. We go on to say that we are going to still have a fundraiser to build a new orphanage, calling it the Elrood Center for Youth Development, and all that stuff. So during the auction, things are going well. Even Thrawn comes. We have stormtroopers everywhere. Thrawn's there with guards that are not in Imperial garb. They're in very fancy outfits.
Thrawn didn't say anything about my speech, right?
He did not.
He did not.
Good. This is good.
And he just wanted us to confirm some information we got about the governor's aid and where some of the money was coming from. Because Sandimo found out that he was working with Crimson Dawn, which is in direct competition to Black Sun, two different crime organizations. And that Crimson Dawn was working directly against Thrawn. So I suggested him getting a different position, and that's literally what I said. And Thrawn was like, yeah, he'll have a different position. Wait for a light show later. So, as the event comes to a close, there is indeed a light show as targeted strikes throughout the city target not only the governor's aide, but also all of Sol Guerrera's team around town. And the people cheer as the quote-unquote terrorists are all taken care of. And now we have to see what that aftermath is. So, there you go.
So that was the lead up to the storyline where you basically got to see what happens when Thrawn actually acts.
So, full on targeted drone strikes. Fun times.
And
This is basically Thrawn shown basically what they're supposed to do with targeted strikes, not like what the previous one was they just targeted the city, didn't they?
Yeah.
if you had Darth Vader, he would just flatten the city if he thought there was one person in there against him.
Yep. So, though very intimidating, Kayana is at least impressed that it was targeted and that most innocent lives could be spared, to her knowledge.
So, in the aftermath of that, you have 2 months of cleanup duty, going around having to collect the bodies, confirm everyone on the list died, and make sure that nothing untoward had happened. You know, no civilian casualties, as they put it. And that took your team over 2 months of follow-up.
Yep.
And for that 2 months, it was the lowest crime rate the city has ever seen. Didn't help that there was a stormtrooper garrison attached to the Elrood city, and that the local police force has been supplemented with stormtroopers in the interest of planetary security.
Is the stormtrooper garrison now made permanent? Or
No
is
one
this
knows.
They're still there though.
You're still there. And these garrisons can be dropped and lifted with relative ease from the Imperial side of you. But for most other people, they just consider the Empire is now part of their security. So all major checkpoints, the Starport security now has stormtroopers walking through it on a regular basis. Any major mall has at least 1 or 2 troopers walking through it. you've just gotten used to the fact that stormtroopers are now everywhere. It used to be just just a small squad of them. There was 10 on the planet when you first arrived.
So can we thank the greater Imperial stormtrooper presence to Saw Gerrera, basically setting off a chain of events that's equal to the necessity for extra security.
Well, if there is imminent threat of terrorism, especially with the announcement of a personal grudge against Saw Gerrera by one of the police officers of the planet.
So I'm at fault.
So it's the whole war against terror.
That they've decided to up the security level threat. So anyone caught wearing armor or weapons not part of the security forces will be questioned and detained.
You now have to take your shoes off when you go to the starport.
I love that.
I'm sure they have the road for you to get into, so you can just step through with nothing else on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be keeping a low profile in that case.
You're a cop.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I can't wear my helmet, so Jed doesn't so alarm.
Yeah.
Well, you are also the people's champion standing up to the terrorist who blew up the orphanage.
Very true.
This doesn't mean I can't wear my helmet. Funnily enough, like Grogu the child, your cup kept trying to run away from the coffee machine, which is why you heard all that ringing. Did you want any flavour, Mike? Hazelnut, caramel,
Caramel.
Caramel? Yep.
Thank you.
Caramel has to be out and out the most popular flavour.
Peppermint's not so bad, and butterscotch is also quite nice.
Love butterscotch.
So, yes, you've had a whole month of downtime to deal with the complaints that come pouring in about structural damage. Not a single extra person was killed than was expected, but there was a lot of damage, especially when most of the properties that Saw Gerrera had taken control of were the exact properties that San Diego was investigating for the apparently bought by the Empire and not being paid for.
Yep.
So all these people who didn't get money for their properties now don't have their property,
Yep.
as their property has been reduced to rubble.
Yeah.
So, was that 1 month or 2 months?
That was 2 months.
Did they not have insurance?
Well, it wasn't their property anymore, official. And in a lot of cases, you can't have insurance on someone else's things.
That's true.
Because usually that's how the original Great Depression happened in the United States. And they made a law about it, which they've then reneged on.
Yeah. Cool. So that's been our major complaint of people who had property that was never paid for.
That was registered as being paid for.
Registers paid for, but not paid.
But there are books that show the money went through, but the money went through to different parties. So a criminal organisation had, Crimson Dawn had moved the money around so that...
It sounds like a civil matter. I'm just kidding. Can they file a lawsuit against a criminal organization?
They can, except the problem is, how do you get the criminal organisation to show up if you don't know where they are?
Yeah, yeah.
And in all the confusion, the governor's aide did not actually die in the attack.
Okay.
And his body was never recovered.
What? And he's never been, hasn't been seen?
He disappeared the day of the attack. He may have had contingency plans.
Okay. But all other people on the list have been verified. So the only one missing is the governor's aide.
Yep.
Okay. So that goes to show governor's aide is a little bit more high up in the Crimson Dawn.
Saw Gerrera wasn't actually associated to Crimson Dawn until after this, because he doesn't work for them, but he now has an association with them.
Yeah.
This is where I yell order up, Mike.
Yep.
There's also been reports of a mass breakout on an Imperial prison planet orchestrated by Saw Gerrera during that time. There were many casualties in the people breaking out.
Okay.
Apparently the rescuers were quite happy to have collateral damage while rescuing people.
Is there a list of people who managed to escape?
The fact that you got notice of this, you didn't get the list of people, and it came through unofficial channels through Lieutenant Sandemo, because it's not being broadcast anymore.
Right. I guess did Jed ever figure out which prison their parents are in?
Nope.
Alrighty. So I guess Piper did tell us about this deal with Saw Gerrera, though, right? No. Okay. So this is their knowledge. Okay.
Piper did not share any of that conversation.
Okay. Alright. I'm just writing everything down. If anybody has any idea.
All I would have told you is about my Wookiee boss, I'm going to call it right now, searching for my family. Yeah. So that's all. That's about it. So
Remember, it's officially down as owner, and you're the Wookiee's pet.
Yeah, that's I know. I'm fully aware of that, man. That's all good. So I haven't told you about anything else. What other things that have happened? I just told you that my wife, Wookiee friended owner, is looking for my family, and she, if I remember rightly, was going to tell me where they were, kind of thing. So.
Okay.
But I was, at the time, I put myself in a different thing, so realising that Piper has a bit of a bad rep, kind of thing. So.
No, she's got a great rep for the Empire.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people in the Empire who want to beat her, some for the poster and some for the reward. So she's well wanted within the Empire.
Is Sol's reward more than my reward now? Or?
Sol's reward was always higher than your reward,
Okay,
because
I
you
thought
never committed treason against the Empire.
No.
Unless, of course, there's something you want to mention.
No. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm all good.
There, I thought the Chia was trying to eat your jacket.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell?
And my remember, not last session, but the previous session, I was in the hospital. That was the last thing I remember. So I'll let you, as we go forward, kind of thing. So.
Yeah.
Because you'd gone to the hospital. And so, yes, so 2 months later, Jed wakes up in the hospital.
I thought I was... Why am I here? I thought I was just dropping people off. Yeah.
Well, it has been 2 months.
Yeah, it's been 2 months, so it seems like Jed maybe fell asleep.
Where did he go and fall asleep?
Because Jed didn't attend during the auction into what...
Yeah.
Mark remembers. Jed was at the hospital with,
Injured people. Yeah.
what's his face?
And while there were no casualties, I'm sure there were many
Yeah.
people who were injured in the strikes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a long...
And all Jed can remember is seeing a bright green light coming towards him.
Does Jesse the Squib have a sibling called James?
Possibly.
Do you have a cat?
Oh. Why is it always a green light? I say to myself in the hospital bed. Why?
Love that.
Could be a purple, could be a red. Why is it green?
So,
And you get notification that your person of interest in the hospital has awoken.
I try to comms to Jed. Wait, am I able to comms to Jed? Does Jed have a comm?
Not in the hospital. They generally don't have all these things given to them when
That's what I
they're
thought.
lying in a bed.
Yeah. So I guess we'll myself and anybody else who wants to go organize to go collect Jed from the hospital. So.
I'm probably training recruits or seeing to official duties, so unless you need me specifically,
No.
I'll be doing that.
Okay, so you hear the sounds of pain and grunts coming from the training room as various recruits get tossed around the room. With a B1 piping up in the background, commenting on their poor efforts.
Fine, okay, I'm okay with that description as long as I can fill out.
That's the weakness of the flat.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do it that hard. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll try and be better. That's me because that's the kind of person I am.
You mean shouldn't you be saying this is what you might come across in the field? Smack.
You know, I can make you better.
Does that mean our crew reality star's gonna go and get Jed?
Is eBay off to get Jed?
Sure, why not?
Alright, so.
Okay. So you get preferential treatment heading to the hospital because, well, you've got a star with you.
Of course.
And the stormtroopers have been making sure no one gets near to the Jawa who the Jawa doesn't want anywhere near him. He's got at least 2 stormtroopers at any given time.
That's good. Stormtroopers love your show.
There we go.
I was going to say, that sounds pretty cool.
While I just woke up, man,
Yep.
I'm looking around for all my gear.
You're looking around. You're seeing casts on both sets of arms and legs.
Oh, okay. I don't bother looking for gear then. I just go. What the?
Well, at least you got your arms and legs.
Now has 4 casts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Wow.
And so you reach the hospital with no trouble at all with your 2 biker scout stormtroopers giving you forward and rear escort, making everyone else get out of the way.
We get Rockstar parking at the front of the hospital.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even the ambulance gets out of the way for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I feel like that's a problem.
I'm regretting my decision now.
I will park out of the way so an ambulance can still come through, but still off to the side, still the front. I'm not gonna take that for granted. So.
Well, the stormtroopers get the people to move the vehicles out of the way, so
they all hover. They can just.
Unless it's an emergency, they don't need to come through this way.
That's a pretty good point.
So I guess eBay and I will head in and I'll politely ask.
You get a lot of fanboys
Jen.
and girls wanting eBay's signature as eBay comes in.
You should have gone incognito.
You should be like 5 credits.
Yes.
5.
Yeah. 5 credits for a signature.
Yes.
They will pay because they know if they don't pay, they don't get the
I think you
signature.
should consider 10 credits.
Yes.
So yes, you spend a bit of time signing, getting through, but no one really slows you down except for the occasional signature. And then you finally make it all the way up to the private rooms and find Jed on the bed with casts and the head wrap.
To Kayana's knowledge, what happened to Jed?
Not much, but until she woke, you got them to put casts and a head wrap around her head.
Ah, yes! This totally makes sense.
Because you didn't want anyone to investigate too closely.
Of course. So, with that, I'm sure I have trusted hospital staff. I'll have them assist with unwrapping Piper with the door closed while Piper gets dressed in Jed's clothing.
Well, they have a droid for that.
Yes.
They are very trustable because B1 pulled up all of their records and knows where their children live.
See, there you go.
Exactly.
Totally works.
And you've got a droid who is very much a friend of B1, who's been looking after Piper.
Yeah.
And I'll first ask, as soon as I see somebody that I know, did B1 do this to me? That's the first thing I'm going to ask.
Yes. No. I didn't say anything. I'm not there.
I'll say that anything that was done was for
The greater good.
Jed's. I point this out. Jed's protection.
Okay.
And you do see on the plaster on the arms that it says unnecessary, please remove.
And it says eBay with you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I expect there's graffiti all over it.
Absolutely.
Including a poem about a person called Jed, who wasn't exactly what he said.
And he lives in the shed.
Saw a bright light and is now left in bed.
But he's not dead.
You shouldn't really listen to anything that's said, otherwise they want to make sure that you end up dead.
There you go. I knew Beyond was going to work dead in there somewhere. I need a new book, I can't believe that.
Oh, you made it to the end.
I'm feeling very not. Let's put it this way: confused and unsure, and why we had to bandage me up into this level 2. And I just say, well, I remember the green light. I can't remember anything. Yeah, can't remember anything after that. So
I'll in
yeah.
making sure that it is a secure room, I'll just say, look, a certain somebody has been a high profile target. Had to make sure that everything was under wraps.
Oh, did you give me the wink when you did that?
I did, yes.
And then you hear the droid walking into the room. He's this bright pink model for aesthetics. He pops out a buzzsaw to say, time to unwrap.
Yeah.
And starts moving towards the face with the buzzsaw.
That's how you get cast off.
Hold me there, hold me.
Yeah, I've broken my arm before. It's what they use. It doesn't cut the flesh. You're fine. Maybe the eye. Just close your eyes.
No lightsabers, I'm sorry. Might be a different sort of droid if it had a lightsaber.
You know what? Look, I'm okay with the droid doing it, but if anyone mentions that it's a friend of B1's, then I have more issues.
Okay, as it's removing the outer casings, it mentions B1 was right multiple times as it does so. It doesn't say right about what, it just says B1 was right.
I think that's pretty good since B1
You get a kind of, what kind of look on my face going? I'm just looking at, look at Kayana going,
34, 34.
what?
Get up there.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I've got OPSM to thank for the fact that I can't read a damn thing.
Anyway, so I've got sweat on my brow, just going, I'm getting really nervous, and until the buzzsaw stops, I'm.
We only get nicked a couple of times.
Ow.
No, we can't run location, can we? No, I don't want to know that.
Toughen up, Buttercup. Let's go.
And when they
I
finally
love
remove the face coverings, you see that the face surgery went well.
Hey, that's nice.
Okay.
It did have, some bad burns from being so close to a laser strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the green light that she saw.
So, all right.
And now no longer looks like Piper.
I mean, good for Piper. I mean,
No.
Jed.
Okay, I'm going to roll this while on mute, kind of thing, just to see what I look like now. So just give me 1 second. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
But were we looking to change our looks again?
No, there was a laser strike right next to Jed, and so had to have facial reconstruction surgery.
Oh,
And now no longer looks like Jed because someone gave him the wrong parameters.
Okay.
So the face should look like this.
So Mark's now
This
rolling
sounds
to
like
see
it
what
could
it's
be
going
a
to look
good
like.
thing.
Okay, hair is
Sounds like a
green.
very good thing.
Hair is
No hair left.
green hair.
So obviously all the it's the artificial green.
Yeah.
So she's got turf hair.
The left ear is missing a bit.
So you chose to have it missing a bit, not just reconstructed.
Oh no, it looks like it's a scar there. Put a scar on the left ear. Is that alright, mate?
Aren't we in a day and an age where avoid scars?
You only have scars if you want them.
Okay.
And what is,
I think if you want to get a scar, and because you're allowed to choose a scar, I reckon you should go for a lightning scar on your forehead.
Real chosen one prophecy.
Okay, right across the front of a lightning scar.
and
just
then
to be
I have
different.
my eyes have gone brown from I think I usually had blue. So.
Yeah, but now because your eyes are brown, you need to wear glasses.
You know, round ones with tape to hold them together.
What kind of glasses? Just give me an idea. Yeah.
I don't know. Think of a certain boy that's a wizard at 11.
Don't
No, they're the bad glasses. I'm thinking Pulp Fiction kind of glasses.
So I guess the question becomes, is Jed still as pretty as Piper was? Or is Jed now looking more
Well, Jed is trying to be clean
masculine?
and not supposed to, be noticeable. So Jed is more plain and under the radar than Piper was.
So is Jed looking more like Queen Latifah or
Oh, God,
Linda,
please.
Linda Evangelista? What end of the scale? Are we
Actually, both of those are good choices.
Yeah.
I have to say I leave that up to Mark, but the idea is that
Little bit more
she's
hidden.
now more
going?
hidden.
Or are we talking Mrs. Brown from Mrs. Brown's Boys? Or, and
What about
Linda
Auntie Jack?
Evangelista?
Auntie Jack, yeah.
I'm taking offence to the last two comments, guys. Just putting that there. No, look,
It's because we love you.
I had red hair and blue eyes before, and but I've just kind of
Like Jessica from True Blood.
So look, I'm not sure about facial features yet, but the hair's changed, the eyes have changed.
So if your eyes have changed, you've got cybernetic eyes, so you need to write that down.
cybernetic eyes, yep, okay.
Because that also reduces your strain.
Does Jed though have the money for really good cybernetic eyes, or are they like the basic?
They're the basic model.
Basic.
Basic or something, okay. But yeah, it's a dark green and hair and stuff.
And I'm sure they don't fritz all the time on you.
Of course not. So, but it's
Oh my God! What happens if your eyes go offline while you're in the middle of a sniper attack?
Oh, that'd be bad.
I'm sure he'll feel a lot safer when he doesn't see the danger coming. Very
Did
much
somebody
like
say cybernetic eyes?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Jed's got some brand new cybernetic eyes.
Because
that-
Jed changed his eye
Oh,
colour.
do they have any sort of wireless connection?
They do. You made sure.
I was going to say, probably B1 picked him up himself.
Because apparently you advised the medical droid who was looking after him, and that droid now quotes you to everyone it knows.
David, I'm recording that moment of pure joy and keeping it for later.
Mark, do you remember when you were when Bradshaw was sharing dreams with Plum?
Oh, no.
From Bella.
oh no, Pipe. Oh no, Pimlico. Oh no.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, Pimlico. Yeah. So, I mean, I can just literally stream anything to that now.
Or it gets susceptible to the meow virus.
Look,
Oh, you see, it's a
look,
little...
Kittens all over the place.
You know, like in Cyberpunk, how you have Johnny Silverhand popping up? It's just a cat popping up randomly in your field of
look.
vision.
Look, I'm gonna.
I love that you did that reference.
I'm just gonna have to live with this now with the eyes, but yeah.
You could have gone for biological replacements.
But as I said, I haven't seen myself yet, guys. No one's shown me a mirror yet. So.
So this is when I would show Jed a mirror.
Okay, Jed sees a mirror and sees a complete stranger with weird looking eyes that are green.
No, that's not what happens.
That's not.
Anyone just shows you a photo of you through your ocular implant.
This is going to be brilliant.
This is gonna be so good.
How does a character freak
Also,
out?
there's like a party
Probably just
whistle, like,
screaming.
and like blow up confetti around the outline of you.
Now, I don't know how Star Wars works with Martin.
Sorry, did you say meow?
No, not yet. Haven't gotten the meow virus yet. I got close to it, I think. I think I have the meow virus right now because I didn't realise I have the eyes yet, and I'm going, well, why am I seeing a picture of myself in my eyes? What happened? What? And
Well, you don't actually
You
know
see a
it's a...
superimposed B1 in front of you. Wow! Hi! Welcome to the Oculus Implants 3.0!
Oh, I was feeling so bad. I didn't think I was going to make game, but it's going to be worth every ounce of pain.
yeah. And I go, yeah, B1, what did you do?
I've made you better.
Okay.
And now both the animation in front of you and B1 say, "We have made you better."
Oh no.
And you hear the same sound come from the medical droid beside you.
One of us. One of us.
So yeah, from there I would kind of like try to get Jed's attention, and I'll be like, alright, listen, we gotta get back to base. Let's get on out of here. So if you wanna wrap up this freak out, let's get on.
I give you a look of disdain right now because I blame this all on you because you would have let B1 do this to me.
And then the medical droid says, would you like to have your old eyes back?
No.
Because it's got a case in its hands.
No, you may keep those for other people.
So is there eye
As you start completing.
the last action hero?
Well, it's more the eyes were half melted, so they didn't actually use them, but they still kept them.
Ross, you have no idea how much I appreciate the fact that you just quoted anything, referenced anything from Last Action Hero. You Sicilian schmuck.
Charles Dance would bring it in.
Mark, so as you continue on with your business, whatever you're doing, the animated B1 starts introducing you to the functions of the Oculus Implants 3.0.
Okay, I'm listening and I'm trying to get this all in my head, and
I mean, you can zoom in, you can see better. Sometimes, if you interface with B1 at the same time, he can show you locations and superimpose maps over your vision.
Okay, this is better than I thought it was going to be, B1. Right.
Also, dicks.
No, so I can communicate
All I
with
heard
the
was
eyes, is
something
that right?
to do
Or
with
do I have to
dicks.
speak when I say it? Right. Also, with the eyes, do I have to communicate with B1 through the eyes, or do I have to do it like speak as I say it kind of thing?
What would you like?
I'd like to pretend I'm not talking to anyone outside the eyes, if that makes sense.
So you mean you have to blink lots of
What
times?
I like.
Sorry, what would B1 like, Martin? Sorry, apologies.
You can communicate through blinks, but that's about all. Writing, but yeah, there's no sending of any sort of audio.
Okay.
Visual only.
I'm just nodding kind of while I'm getting up and dressed kind of thing. And I'm going, okay.
B1 superimposes a map of the hospital over your vision so that you can see exactly where to go.
Congratulations, you
And I would like it known that as a player, I'm interacting with my leadership feat.
Yep. Okay, so B1 is providing Overwatch for Jed.
That's kind of awesome.
But I'm the only one that sees it, I assume, as well, so that makes it, so, okay.
You see, I am a benevolent master.
And you do see that one of the features is the eyes can deliver you a shock when the right button is pushed.
Jesus, imagine a shock from your eyes to you. That would hurt like hell.
I imagine it's very similar to when my own body gives me electric shocks through my hand up to my arm.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be strong. It's just so close it doesn't matter.
No, but it does
You just
explain
immediately-
why I've developed a new religion.
Martin, are you saying that he can like shoot shocks, or I can shock him?
You can shock him.
Fantastic.
Right. That's going to be worse than a shock color.
That was the idea. The moment B1 got involved in the
B1
eyes.
is not just in case I lose reception. B1 is not going to use that feature in any way to tip off anyone
No?
until you all get replacement limbs.
Oh my god.
Until we all get replacement what?
Limb. So anyone for replacement limb probably has that feature.
I was gonna say,
so
that's
Kayana and
Mel-
Khalid.
Yeah, Kayana, Khalid,
Got
now,
all your limbs, don't you?
Jed.
You know, the both of us have to lose a limb, so we'll fit in the group now.
B1 eyes off your forearm.
But I feel like it needs
Yeah,
From
the
level.
problem with
so
Jawa
I'll
getting it,
try.
there's a good chance that his that his fellow clan members will try to pinch it.
Yeah, no, the Jar was only getting like an entire body, neck down replacement body. Anything else is not good enough.
I reckon, you know those 2 stormtroopers that go around? Not that they'll be a great lot of good, but some warning's better than none. They should be next to you when you're sleeping. Yeah. And you might want to actually get yourself like some sort of mercenary bounty hunter sort. Something. Oh, wait a minute. I'll lend you my ionization blaster.
Did somebody
I think
say
we're
a
gonna need
bounty
that.
hunter?
No, I'm just lending eBay my ionization blaster. I just think eBay could do with it right now. Just in case.
He's got his own ionization blaster.
I don't know. Do you have an ionization blaster in you?
He may not have picked it up recently.
Yes, I do.
He does.
In which case, do you want me to lend you one of my ionization grenades?
Actually, I would suggest that we never use that.
You guys suck.
I suggest we don't use that due to the fact that half the party have got some type of cybernetic.
Okay,
Or a
no
cybernetic-
grenades, just the blaster. Because with the blaster, we don't quite suck, we've just leveled the playing field somewhat. Now, B1 has a challenge.
Here, children's accepted.
I just said,
Okay, Martin, so B1 starts programming a dead man switch for all of the things that he has control over. If B1 dies, they all go offline.
Oh no, it wasn't suggesting that we kill you, it's just to protect eBay in case you decided to do this replacement as a surprise gift for eBay while he was sleeping.
Has B1 ever removed any of your limbs?
No, and I wasn't suggesting that you have a history of it, but you seem to be developing a taste for
Modifications.
Wi-Fi modifications
Making you
to
better?
party members.
Upgrading stronger, faster.
Eyes removed. That's about the only one.
Yeah.
Well, the eyes getting
B1 didn't
removed.
do that.
You'd have to say that the
Trained
removal of the eyes was necessary due to being damaged beyond repair.
And while all this fun is fun, are we actually
Okay.
heading somewhere?
So he
right
shouldn't
now?
look at the
We're
light,
getting them back
or she
to
shouldn't.
base.
Okay, so yes, you make it out of the hospital with only a couple of stops for autographs.
Only a few.
am I in crutches or something, or am I perfectly good to go?
No, you're perfectly good to go. You were under wraps for the face to heal
Okay.
and also for your protection.
Though you
Yeah.
do feel as if you've
With your
had
perfectly good
a...
eyes that work perfectly.
Oh yeah, I'll have a conversation with B1 as soon as I get back to off the office. So.
Jed does believe that she's had a full body sunburn.
Oh, there goes my pale skin. Oh, okay.
Well, it's now wrinkled a little bit as it is,
Looking a bit leathery.
yeah.
Oh, okay. There goes my good looks too. Oh, there you go. Oh, good.
Don't worry,
Oh, well.
you still have a beautiful heart.
That's right. That's all
Unless
you
that was
need.
replaced too, I'm not sure.
They haven't got to that yet, but we could roll.
No, it's all good.
I'm banging my head against the microphone right now. Sorry about that. Yeah. I think eyes are enough. I think eyes are enough. Thank you.
Look, here's your heart.
We look for your heart.
I can just see a new romantic Valentine's Day scene between Jed and the next Fabio, whoever turns up in her life, where she hands her digital heart to them and says, "I give you my whole heart." No?
No, not happening.
Right, so you guys are heading back to base.
Making
film
my way back
crew
to
with you all the time?
yeah.
Not all the time.
Okay.
We're off season right now.
You have an off season?
Yes.
Well, there's not enough dumb criminals around for him to do it every day.
Especially after a lot of them got taken out in one foul swoop.
He's had 2 months of downtime while the criminals are going, we don't really want to do anything with all these stormtroopers
You
around.
may have to come up with a spin-off show.
Or just hope your show goes into syndication.
Or it'd be like a twisted version of Botched. Where
This
people
sounds
get,
interesting.
Where people get cybernetic implants.
That guy crazy.
So
try to kill
Jed's your first episode, right? Oh gosh.
And does it end on Jed being shocked by B1 in the face?
The only question I had, Martin, because my communicator had my access to my Wookiee best friend.
Yep.
Has that been removed as well? Is that going to listen to? Or?
That had, as far as you know, you've got all new gear, not knowing what happened to your old stuff.
What about the book?
Not carrying the book with her.
What is happening on the end of the mic?
Oh,
Sounds like
my
someone's
mic
being...
not muted. Sorry.
That's David.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sounds like they were being kidnapped and they're having a fight.
No, the truck was just trying to kill him.
No, they're not being kidnapped. They're just being improved.
Optimus Prime.
Oh, I love it.
Going through a slow transform.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, you make it back to the precinct.
So you're getting better at those kind of things. I can just see you practicing at home.
No.
Your partner going, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "It's for Star Wars."
No, I would only do it just to annoy him. So back at the precinct.
You're back at the precinct. You have Sandemo working in the office, looking up various things. He's been helping you collate data on all the dead and the various CSI teams doing investigations. He greets eBayer with a low five.
I like it, low five.
Well, if he does a high five, he's just tormenting him.
Yeah, that's true.
And
There's no sincerity in a high five to a short person.
Punch him.
You give him a low one.
Yeah. Bing.
Yeah.
Hit the reset button.
Cool. So, I guess I'll kind of call everyone together to analyze the data that Sandima's put together and see if we can find any clues to where Silver might be striking next, slash, since there's now this power vacuum of because of the criminals that were taken out, are there any trends that we're seeing to see if there's any new powers coming to light, sort of stuff. So I guess we'll call everybody together in the group room for that.
The first
Can I
thing
just
said,
say something for a bit?
Sure.
I get home, I go kind of say, "Can you give me a second when you say that? I want to go to my room and look under my mattress, my book."
Unfortunately, you don't have access to the room anymore. It doesn't open for you.
Okay, I'll come back to the room and I'll ask questions.
C1 reprograms the permission.
See, B1's got your back.
Yeah.
Okay. The door opens, I'll go.
Soon,
I just want to check
literally.
if it's there, Mum, that's all.
The door opens and you see what appears to be a Jawa Wonder playground.
A Jawa what player?
What Wonder playground?
Wonder,
Wonder,
as
Yeah.
in
Everything
Everywhere.
an eBayer would
Disney for eBay.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
Alice.
You see, B1's not the dick in this situation.
No, okay. I'm going on B1 side at the moment, but I'll come back to our conversation. So yeah.
And there is this state-of-the-art droid maintenance pod put in there.
I'll have a talk to B1 and see what happened. So that's all right. I'll ask later.
Bust it.
Yeah, I'll go back and listen to the conversation, our gracious leader.
Okay, so Sandemo starts going through some of the things he's been reporting on. His first thing is he doesn't like the addition of stormtroopers for the police force because he sort of pauses for a bit until he just comes out and says stormtroopers have no freaking idea how to police. They see an infraction, they shoot. Whether it's on stun or not, it remains to be seen.
Do they miss?
Not very often.
Really?
Well, if they get missed, they get punished.
But we have no control over these stormtroopers being there, do we?
Because it's a military thing. The only thing is we could ask nicely for the stormtroopers not to be there, but go ahead and ask Thrawn to do that. so. Well, because I assume Thrawn is
Authorized it,
the one in the start, yeah.
as is most likely the governor.
So,
Yeah.
That still said, they're shooting people for infractions. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
Because they don't know how
because they are military
they're
shock troopers.
That's
yeah,
not a police
they're
force.
not policing.
And P1
they're-
loves this turn of events because it turns out the police are now dumb.
I will start putting together a report to go up the chain eventually to suggest that the training for the troopers get changed to adapt to the current situation.
And Sandumo also says that the authorities in the Empire seem to approve of this for local policing,
Of people being shot.
as the stormtroopers not having any differentiating between terrorism and littering.
But if they're shooting random people, they may be depriving us of trained citizens that we need for other...
You're saying this to someone who's saying the bad things.
Yeah.
He's trying to say these are bad,
Yeah.
and the people behind the decisions are approving it.
Yeah, so I'm still writing a report. I haven't sent it anywhere yet.
He is
But,
trying to say that sending a report would most likely get you fired and probably your entire team fired.
I'm putting together a report on the side. I haven't sent it anywhere yet.
Because if the
I think someone like Thrawn, if he's one of the other people, might actually understand where I'm coming from, which is I don't object to them enforcing the law. I object to them critically injuring people who could actually be essential to our infrastructure. Yeah, in
Again,
some way or
Thrawn
another.
Can P1 throw some input to you right now?
he
Yeah.
can, yes.
Wow, it's almost as if Thrawn, the mighty genius tactician, actually kept this in his plan.
Does that mean you think that he would be in agreement with it too?
No, it means that Thrawn knows exactly what's going on and everything is going to his plan.
I was gonna
It's
say
Thrawn's plan.
Yeah, that's true.
this is most
Because-
likely one of his end goals.
With the brutality of the shock trooping stormtroopers,
Right.
crime literally is to the point of people aren't even jaywalking or littering.
Okay, I'll put that in the back of my mind and have a think about that.
And Sandimo thinks this is a horrid change. Turn of
Yeah,
events.
so do I. I don't care quite about the... Anyway. I will...
I think it's fantastic.
Keep
I
it
can
in the
get
back
rid
of
of
my
so
mind.
much stuff now.
I won't take action, but it doesn't mean that I'm not collecting data.
He doesn't object to people collecting data. He just doesn't want to
No.
see people penalised for speaking out against what is considered popular opinion at the moment.
Yeah, that is not always smart when it comes to that, but we'll see.
Because he's saying that's what burnt him in the past.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything, but I still object to it, so I'm just thinking about what to do, that's it.
And he says that there have been objections happening on the planet Darylin at the other end of the trade lane. So where
That
you,
was the one that had the
so
where
is it? Pink.
yeah.
So over here, you're down
Because
the
that
bottom.
was the one that went mysteriously quiet for a while.
It did
and
go
then
mysteriously
it was-
quiet. Let me see if I can
And
bring
then
it up.
everything was fine, which was weird.
So it's the other end of the yellow line, and he says that the Imperial have
Your wording is down.
quarantined the Darylin system, and from what reports he can see, all infrastructure on that planet has been razed, as in burnt to the ground.
So, the city's been destroyed entirely?
Not the city, the all infrastructure on the planet has been razed.
How do you destroy the infrastructure without destroying the cities?
You suggested city,
okay,
all the cities and all the infrastructures
Yeah.
have been taken down,
Yeah, okay.
and they're unable to broadcast, let alone do anything without assistance from the Empire. And they have
Yes.
become a protectorate of the Empire.
That sounds fun.
And an Imperial moth looks to be named to hold that seat soon over the sector itself.
Hopefully his name's not Gideon.
No, that would be a different moth.
Do we know what this moth is called? Just out of
That's
curiosity.
what I'm currently looking up.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking down. Did you just say Tarkin? Oh, God.
If it was Tarkin, that'd probably be even worse than what's currently happening.
Yeah, I was going to say, really? You're going to bring that
I
down?
was about to start fanboying even harder.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the only person who would be happy with that would be B1.
Yeah, probably.
It would never have been Tarkin because Thrall and Tarkin don't get along with each other.
Yeah, sure.
Well, they compete.
That's why me both as a player and a character super excited because it means that they'd be fighting and we could get away with even more.
I've got a feeling that the droid's going to end up getting shot by stormtroopers.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they're going to.
No, he's too smart for that. You'd get shot, but he would.
It'd be hard for me to
Stormtroopers
B1.
will shoot first before asking questions later, especially with the droid.
Yeah, but it's not going to matter when there's a meat sack in between me and the stormtrooper.
Okay, so the name of the moth is Vilius Andal.
Vilius Andal?
Yep.
Vilius.
Yep. V-I-L-L-I-S.
Someone definitely was stretching their imagination to find something.
Why does that name sound familiar?
And he is one of the. He is known for being a poster child of the Imperial Youth Corps. Or one of the in crowd of the nobles.
Great. So we've got the head of the Star Wars Hitler Youth. Great.
Oh, not the head, just one of the followers that was in the pictures but not actually leading. So it's like that little short-haired guy to the left of the important person that no one really knows the name of.
The Hand of the King.
Great. So we've got the figurehead of the friggin' Star Wars Hitler Youth.
Yeah.
We're all Piper fanboys.
I will. The room that we're in, it is fully secured, or is it monitored by quote unquote Betty?
You sort of think it's secured, but Betty can listen in if Betty chooses to.
Right. I will direct B1 to do a security check to make sure that the room is secure, if possible.
B1 attempts to see if anybody is snooping in on us.
Okay, so that would be B1 gets to make a security check. Let's see, have a look at what B1's dice would be. Let's see. He would be 2 yellow and 4 green versus I would say 2 red and 4 purple.
Let me also reiterate. Let me also clarify. He's not actually looking for anybody physically around the room. If there is, he would never notice them.
I'm assuming you're only looking in computers.
Yes. Anything else would be beneath him.
So, equal dice pool?
Okay, so you take out the blank ones because you know that they're already not doing anything.
Yeah.
Then every explosion is taken out by the white triangle.
White triangle. Is that one? That one.
So then just roll one of the ones that's got one of the explosions to just the
Just
wreath.
the blank.
And then the red one, that remaining circle like that, gets rid of a wreath.
And so that will be
So you get a success and an advantage after spending all the effort trying to figure out what was going on, and you realise Betty has been actively blocking various hackers trying to get in and record eBay doing his latest thing.
So famous.
Right. Do I think that Betty is listening in on us?
You believe that Betty's always listening in on you because she does comment to you from time to time.
Okay. Well,
But Betty has.
but that's about it.
But Betty has never betrayed B1's trust in the fact that B1 can contact her at any time.
Yep. Yeah, so B1 just realized that Betty is probably listening, but that's it.
Okay. So I will say to everybody in the room. Did Lieutenant Sandy have anything else, or is that it?
No, he didn't have anything else to add at that point. He was just very disappointed in how things are progressing.
Yes. I will share that sentiment of how it is disappointing that as Sector Rangers, our authority and jurisdiction has been nullified by the presence of the Imperial forces, and thusly it may be worth seeking out. I'm trying to say this so that anything Betty gets
Well,
doesn't sound terrible.
Sadumo does point out that Betty will most likely not care what you say
Okay.
unless you contramand a directive from Thor.
Yeah, no, not doing that. So, I'll just say that it is just disappointing that our jurisdiction and authority has been undermined by the presence of Imperial military forces, and thus it would be best to continue to work within our best capacity while also seeking out maybe from the governor how much more they need from us. Does anybody have thoughts?
Well, Sandimo thinks that your services are being freed up to hunt down pirates, mutineers, people who have disbanded their posts from the Empire, and anyone standing up against the Empire. And all other duties have been succeeded over to stormtroopers at this stage.
Okay. I will.
Hey,
I will suggest.
Dumb meat sacks. One last thing. You guys know, like, obviously, I consider these guys as the new, replacement Rangers. Ranger danger. They are useless. They're not very good at what they do. It allows me to get away with a whole bunch of stuff that I would normally not be able to get away with. I can pick up the easiest bounties by doing... I can pick up the hardest bounties just by doing some sketchy stuff that I wouldn't normally be allowed to do because they're too dumb. I need you guys to start thinking like criminals. What does this open yourselves up to? What does this open up your workload to? What can you do now that you couldn't do before? Because these guys are dumb.
So, I'm gonna bring up the idea that maybe with the presence on this planet, and since we are Sector Rangers, perhaps we should turn our attention elsewhere. Off of... What do you guys think?
See? You guys get paid to be Sector Rangers, like the entire sector. You don't have to worry about this place anymore. It was crap to begin with anyway.
So you're suggesting that we move to a different region?
I'm suggesting we jump there.
I'm
Imagine
behind
that there's 5
that
planets in
idea.
this
Sounds good to me.
sector. You've just lost like a fifth of your workload for the same pay.
Sounds good to me because there'll be more criminals on other planets.
Kiana's not suggesting we quit. She's just
No, I'm
suggesting
not-
that we change regions.
Yes.
So
So we are
Planets, not regions.
So
okay. So we can't change planets.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, no,
we can
that's
choose
exactly
planets,
what everyone's
so
saying.
that's what
Everyone's
it
saying
means.
is
So
that
this is our
So,
region.
what everyone's saying is that
That's
you say
your
you've got
region.
X amount of workload,
Yeah.
you've just lost a massive chunk of that workload while still getting paid the same amount. So you can go work somewhere else now.
And you can chase the harder targets, not the basic ones.
Yeah, and that's I'm happy to do that.
Also, one last thing, if there are targets that are potentially difficult and or violent, you can potentially send them to this planet or like try and get them to flee you to this planet, and then you have an entire military presence that will just make terrible things happen to those people.
Because most people here can't carry a blaster on the world. Like Jed now can't carry weapons.
Right. Question about the prison. What's the word? Escape.
Mhm.
What planet area?
He didn't get any details. All he knows
It's
is
just
that
something somewhere.
it's one of the rumors passing through Imperial offices that no one's got any specifics of. And when someone asks a question about it, you generally get interviewed under duress.
It's like, alright.
So he's learned to just listen to the rumors and not ask questions. Go, David.
So P1 just ignores you guys and goes back to the ship and starts prepping it.
Entirely true. So I'll tell everybody that we should probably.
I was gonna say if you guys don't need me, I'll be going prepping the ship with B1.
I was gonna say I think from here just getting everybody under the understanding that we're gonna be doing a long campaign off planet is how I will word it.
In that case, we basically should be starting to pack our stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Start packing.
And Betty's asking if you wish her to travel with you or maintain your accommodation here as a central hub.
What do you guys think? Should we keep Betty?
I think the best judge of
Sure,
that
Betty.
is probably B1.
Badass, bring her with us.
There you go. If B1's not worried by her, we shouldn't be.
Put her on a USB stick.
Yeah, P1 loves Betty.
Doesn't he love Betty's parts more than he loves Betty?
Look, there's a whole lot of processing capacity there that once we're off planet, she's out of range of any sort of network that he can make use of.
That's what you hope.
Before
Yeah, but also B1 is kind of scared of Betty because she will probably mentally overpower B1, and then suddenly he's now a computer for Betty.
Ha.
That may happen.
Is that the cat?
What? Tapping?
before everyone goes, I say, hey, where's all my stuff gone from
Were
my
you
bedroom?
tapping?
I think that
Cat's asleep.
coming through on.
Oh, okay. I just thought he was going to the bathroom. And I was going to clean it up
Yeah.
before it got too
He's
small.
asleep on the couch. So yes,
B1 yells out as he's leaving. What bedroom? You don't have a bedroom anymore.
I look at B1 with a look of, you know the stuff that I usually keep in my bedroom, and I just give him a look of like he knows what I'm
Oh
doing.
yeah, no, we threw that in the trash. Bye.
Your stuff is all in storage,
Where in storage? I ask.
in the storeroom.
Okay, I'm going to the storeroom. So,
But just make sure that. What
Yeah.
one?
okay, I'll head to the storeroom.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
but just look for the one that you'll be familiar with.
unfortunately, Khalid will have to escort you because Jed doesn't have credentials.
Yep,
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, I'll go down to the storeroom, unlock it, go to.
The empty space listed for Jed.
No. Well, looks like you don't have any stuff here. How about you would like to have the predecessors area?
There is a note left there.
Yeah. What's the note say?
It's in Shriwook. Did you actually learn all the different variations?
No, never did.
In which
honest
case,
about that.
then you'll have to get B1 to translate for you.
Okay. I'll do that when we have some spare time.
And there is no Piper space,
Oh, great.
considering the Empire is hunting Piper.
B1 communicates over the intercom. You know, I'm a computer, right? I can do multiple things at once. Why don't you show it to the camera?
Show it to Piper's eyes.
I put it right in front of my eyes.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
What is it? And what does it say, B?
B1, if B1 is able, B1 does an auto-translate superimposed over the text.
B1 translates for you. There's a lot of dumbass written in there. So I'm assuming whoever wrote it mustn't have liked you very much. And it's talking about taking the box for security reasons. And it's listed with Stumpy.
Stumpy, you said?
Yeah.
Why don't they go Stumpy?
Huh?
I believe Jack can
Isn't
now
that what you
remember
used
who
to call the
Stumpy is.
Stumpy is
Seriously?
Warren.
Wasn't Stumpy
Your owner.
murdered and your owner and you were her pet and didn't she rescue you? And how the hell are you forgetting Stumpy?
Yeah.
Isn't Stumpy's dad in the war?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Stumpy's dad in the war.
Yeah, just chilling. But a little bit all over the place at the same time.
No.
Stumpy. Why do you not make memory Stumpy for me? Okay.
So when you were away for a year and you came back, you were away for a year with Stumpy.
Yeah.
I thought we had a different name for my Wookiee. That's why.
No, it was
I've written
Stumpy.
that. Stumpy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Right.
have written
You
down.
introduced as Jed and Stumpy.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Stumpy was originally Warren.
Okay, sorry, I had... Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I go...
You made a really big thing about, closing your fist when you found out she was murdered and being, really upset by it but not wanting to show it.
As in the father of Stumpy being murdered. not
Oh, the
Stumpy
father
being-
of Stumpy, sorry. Yep,
Sorry, just having it
Thank
correct.
you.
So, okay. If that's the case, I feel it's in better hands. And yes, I expected the dumbass comments because, Stumpy's very much like B1. Yeah.
Well, you do
just
remember
like you
that Stumpy did help program B1 in the first place.
Yeah, I know. I feel a bit of sigh, and then I'm sure I'll get a comment from B1 at one stage or other. So.
And B1's never had a problem being able to translate She-Hulk. It was his first language.
So I guess.
I mean, before Galactic Standard, he was fighting off those horrible Gungans.
And you now have memories of that thanks to regaining your previous memories. You were hit by many Gungan balls over the course of your career.
But if you ever want to piss anyone off, just make a Gungan appear, and then he will fly off the chain.
I was going to question
Actually,
everybody
yeah,
what
that
planet they
would
wanted to
be
go to next. Terrinoth's looking real nice. We can go
Yeah,
see
Maverick's on Terrinoth, isn't he?
Yeah, you guys have never experienced PTSD in a droid before, but you may be about to.
But looking at all the options, Kidron definitely not an option. Though would be safer from the Empire. Us acting in an official capacity there puts ourselves in danger. The Bodrin, if I remember, it was just a station.
Bodrin has various things there. Let's see what else I have on Bodrin.
I want you to know that my brain is panically developing how a droid would react to PTSD. I'm really struggling with it.
Most likely snap to attention and continue the battle you got beaten up in many times.
Yes.
Yep. You guys should be careful.
Yes.
And I'm sure you'll be hearing.
My hearing aid is not picking up.
It's very faint, so don't
Yeah.
worry.
And
I can hear it in this ear though.
Yeah.
Not at all.
so it sounds like almost like droid communications in the background, and he's probably getting memories of the battles of fighting them,
It's probably
constantly
sounds like-
pouring in from those old memories.
Yes.
So Bodron does have a starport. It is a very stripped down planet with mainly miners and, as in diggers,
Yeah.
and the facilities needed to allow them to work there.
Yeah.
And it has 5-month winters, so you can be sure that many people aren't going to be going there as their first tourist destination.
So I'm thinking Bodron, unless there's been any activity or any criminal activity, not our option. We could go to Coin, but again, kind of similar situation as Kidron. Next to, I don't believe we're an option. So realistically, Terrinoth is where I'm thinking we should go. Because obviously Darylyn's not an option either. How do you guys feel? The map is online if you have any thoughts. Is on the
So things that have benefits for you, Bodron is low
Is
key.
Terrinoth the gun place?
Terrinoth has the Gungan. Kidron is the criminal haven, which is not great for you guys. Coin means that you've got to be careful about offending the locals.
Yep.
And you're not going to be doing any policing on planet, but that's where your clan's based.
Yeah.
Every time you say Terrinoth, every system in the compound starts glitching ever so slightly.
Was Korad or Marasi the junk?
Korad was the junk planet, and
Yeah.
Ibea has a private sanctum around the planet.
Yep. And then what was Marasi?
Marisi is the. Let's see what Marisi have as its description. It's got its own page, I'm sure. So it is a pharmaceutical wonderland.
Forget there. Ariadna wants to go there.
Known for its order of assassins. Known as the Loag.
Interesting. Yeah, because I don't think we haven't been there yet. We haven't.
You haven't spent a lot of time on planet because basically Imperials tend to disappear on planet.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. So again, Marasi's probably not safe. So looks like Terrinoth's our only option.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
No.
On the main route, yes.
On our main route. The only other places we could go.
What about the one that starts with B?
Bodron.
A winter planet full of miners. Nothing going on there.
Okay, alright.
It would put us on a path to Lanthrum, which could be a criminal hub, but again, for us to properly do our jobs, we would need to be in a
We're looking at
populated
Terrinoth.
space.
Terrinoth is another major hub.
So
The three main hubs that are currently available are Elrood, Coin, and Terrinoth.
yeah.
Coin, we have a lot of problems there.
Coin is where our family is, and the culture of the planet is more extreme than our Mandalorian culture,
Yeah.
and thus it would be difficult for us to do our jobs, not because of like us doing our jobs, but just because of our personalities.
Yeah. Plus they have like a... But their code of honor didn't seem too bad.
No,
I was
it's
looking
very
at it.
good. Hence why our family's there.
It's very harsh. It doesn't accept middle ground.
Yeah.
So if you pull a weapon and don't use the weapon, they will kill you for that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
Any
it does.
thoughts or objections to Terrinoth that aren't from B1?
Well, my question would be, if B1's glitching, how are we gonna? How is B1 gonna function if we do go there? Because
B1 offers no objections whatsoever, and B1 doesn't seem to have a problem with it. However, every system that he controls ever so slightly glitches every time you mention the
Do
place.
I need to roll a perception to see whether or not I've noticed the glitching
Sure.
happening? Okay, so how do I do that?
Your character's perception is...
I have my sheet in front of me.
Also, B1 technically isn't there.
So that is 1 yellow, 1 green versus 3 purple.
But okay, just a sec.
Yes.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Even though B1's not there, I could still pick up something. But I'm not sure I do.
They cancel each other out, yep.
So
That doesn't look good.
That ends
It's
up
just a
being
success.
a success. So
Oh,
yes, you do notice things glitching every time you mention the word Terrinoth.
Okay, and being that I know that B1's hooked up to all the systems, will I be able to surmise that?
You probably hear it occasionally.
Betty?
Okay. Can I see Betty?
Well, Betty
Betty's
never
downstairs.
leaves reception.
Oh, okay. Alright, so B1's not in the room, but I notice the screen's glitching. Am I smart enough to go 1 + 1?
Probably.
Okay. I point out the 1 + 1 = 2 occasion to Kayana regarding my concerns about B1 and whether or not we need to directly speak with B1 about whether or not Terrina's going to be some kind of problem. That may not help us, but
in talking with Thea, I'll say, in practicality, this is where our duty is going to take us.
I'm not.
And thus, with B1, we may suggest to him, as obviously we can't control anything he does, we might suggest to him that he may need to look into his system for any glitches.
Well, what I was not saying that we
Do some
shouldn't go there.
self-diagnostics.
What I was suggesting was that we should put B1 into therapy to treat his PTSD.
It's going to be therapy a la Westworld, where you just look at the code and pick it
Yeah.
out.
May I just want to say that you guys are making a lot of assumptions based on what your characters don't know.
It's entirely fair. So,
I asked Martin. He said I could make the assumptions. Therefore, I am presenting.
Yeah, no. You're making an assumption. You don't know. Obviously, B1 has some sort of issue with the place, but you don't know why.
No, I don't know
what's
why.
going on.
You've just got
so-
some sort of trigger relating to the
Well, I
word
did.
Terrinoth.
Yeah.
I did suggest
You did
that.
say you
Kayana
saying therapy
should
doesn't
talk to-
really make sense.
I did initially suggest that Kana should talk to you directly about why you're glitching at the mention of Terrinoth. And that was my main.
yeah,
my
and
main
the only thing Kayana would suggest to B1 is to do a diagnostic. Not for direct him to do it, but suggest a diagnostics.
As David's pointed out, though,
yeah.
we don't know why he's glitching. So that
No.
would still suggest that maybe you want to ask, do you know you're glitching when we say Terrinoth, and do you know why?
But
because
again,
that
he's
would
not
be-
there, so we can't have that conversation yet.
There's
Well,
one way of
comms.
fixing that.
It's
Called
fine.
mind wipe.
I'm sorry?
No, we don't know enough about it to suggest
Ross,
a
does
mind
your
wipe.
character have any prosthetics?
He does.
He does.
He might just go a little limp for a while.
Alright,
A
so
mind wipe droid is useless.
since Kayana doesn't do it, I hit comms and I say, B1, I've noticed that whenever we say Terrinoth, we see a glitch here. Is that related to you? And is that related to Terrinoth? And is there something we should know?
Or
say
is
Terrinoth
it
one more
Petty?
Sorry?
Say Terrinoth one more time.
Terrinoth.
I see.
You told me also
I
Terrinoth, or is
see
it
no
Petty?
problem with Terrinoth whatsoever. I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't understand these glitches.
Well,
I
could you run
really don't
some
get
sort of diagnostic then? Will I just repeat Terrinoth over and over?
it. You
So-
want me to run a diagnostic on a system that has never existed before?
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
everything seems within parameters.
Look, I'm asking if I've noticed a glitch when I say Terrinoth happening on these systems. You're our computer person. You are the smartest sentient thing in the group. So I figure if you can investigate what's causing this glitch, I'm just a bit concerned that whenever we say Terrinoth, everything goes a little bit funny, and I think that we should see if we can figure out why.
What? And why is it specific?
I don't actually control the systems. I can interact with them, but I don't control them. Ben interacts with them as well.
Well, then could you interact with the systems and see if you can find a link between them glitching and the term Terrinoth?
Control F Terrinoth.
I'll have like.
Sorry?
Control F. All good. So yeah, I guess
every time you mention Terrinoth, V1 himself, even if you're in person with him, V1 himself has absolutely no negative reaction anyway.
Well, in that case, I'm just looking for a more generic investigation of why our screens are glitching every time I say Terrinoth. I then look at all the screens that I can see and go Terrinoth, Terrinoth, Terrinoth. Do you see any of those glitches? I'm wondering what's causing them.
Oh, I can see them. I just don't understand.
Well, I don't understand either, and I want to. So can you investigate whatever is causing this glitch to happen?
Of course I can. Give me a minute.
Thank you. Oh my god, I need another coffee.
I think with that.
Alright, I didn't find anything.
Did you roll dice?
Are you saying that B1 wouldn't?
You're assuming the B1 was actually looking. Sorry, B1 was actively looking. B1 was looking, but I'm going to surpass what the dice say. He finds nothing. Oh, sorry. He believes that he finds nothing.
Okay. I then comms to Betty, and I say to her, I'm noticing a glitch in the system. Upon someone saying the word Terrinoth, I am somewhat concerned by this. Could you please investigate and have a look at our system and see if there is a link between these two things? Because every time I say Terrinoth, something goes a little bit funny with the system.
Betty reports back that after a quick investigation that the word Terrinoth is a activation command for the Meow virus.
I see.
So you might not want to mention it around any of the systems that may be still infected by it.
Hang on.
Okay.
Would my eyes be kind of playing up at the same time while she says that?
You know how you get those eye floaties? Even though now you have robot eyes, you still get eye floaties.
Yeah, they're annoying.
I kind of just put my hand up saying, you are causing issues with my eyes saying that word. Please do not say it anymore.
What word, Terrinoth?
Well, how are we going to talk about going to Terrinoth without saying Terrinoth?
Why don't you just say we're going to tea?
I'm worried about the Meow virus, Betty. Is there some sort of virus remover scan that we can run through our systems to remove the glitch from occurring,
B1's on top of it, she says.
Is B1 aware about this? Because B1 found nothing.
Yeah, B1's got well on top of
B1,
the
unless you're still on comms, you don't know. I'm talking to Betty now.
Player is interacting with the other player.
Yeah.
B1 is well and truly on top of the comms, and also on top of the Meow virus. Also, B1 is also well and truly on top of the comms as well. He can hear everything you say.
Alright, I'm gonna hopefully we'll get that repaired and we won't end up with the Meow virus back again, which is my main concern, because as amusing as it is to say meow through half the game, I don't think any of us
that pesky Meow virus, it's the true problem here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright,
so what I see with the Meow virus, I see it's a little cat walk across my eyes kind of thing. That's all I see every time it starts on.
The cat always stops and looks away from you, lifting its tail, giving you the perfect view.
Yeah, I know, and that's why
all cats do.
Yes.
I try to explain that to
So with that, I ask everybody to finalize everything on Elrood and that we are shipping out ASAP. Is Lieutenant Sandino coming with us?
He's happy to come with you because he's been assigned to your team.
That's what I wanted to double check.
He doesn't particularly want to stay with the other.
Yep.
The other yes sir people here.
Yeah. So, yep. Get packed up, ready to go. We're leaving by high noon.
So that said, I also informed Betty that we're taking her with us and to pack up the station. But what was the answer we gave Betty in terms of maintaining the place here? Did we tell her that
No,
since she's
just-
coming with us that she's packing it all up?
It will still be
Here?
licensed under Sector
Rangers,
Rangers, but
just-
it will be vacant.
Vacant for the moment. Okay, cool.
Or,
now,
well, like, our
and
recruits will be here.
coming with us as
Yeah.
well.
I assume the recruits will stay on
Well,
planet.
recruits go wherever you want them to go.
Oh, sick.
I
There's a recruit
presume that
belong to you.
B1 is not giving up his 20 new slaves.
Yeah, no, recruits
But
will
all
come in.
means we need a bigger ship.
Yeah, do we need a bigger ship?
I am sure you always need a bigger ship.
Betty, can we get a bigger ship?
Can we organize passage for?
No, I want a bigger ship if we can get one. We got 20 recruits now. We should have a stable and reliable source of transport for all of us.
I believe you can all fit on the same ship. It's just a bit cramped.
Betty, can we get a bigger ship? Like, can we requisition one? Would that work?
She says you could requisition one, but you don't currently have the authority to get one.
Okay, so who has the authority to get us a bigger ship?
You could ask Thrawn.
Okay. Let's leave it for now and wait until...
I will verify with the commandant that we are going to move our headquarters off planet to different parts of the sector. So I'm just confirming that with the commandant.
He says agreed. Just let him know where you set up, and he'll send things your way.
Yep, will do.
I've got your reality show called Snakes and Ladders.
It's changed over time.
Okay.
There's a difference for that.
Yeah.
Depends on what he remembers. Each session is what it changes to.
Can I get some prior time with B1? Because
Yep.
I
Okay, you can have some sexy time with B1.
So no, I just want to get just say if B1's in a room doing some work and he's by himself, I just want to have a quick chat with him. Hey B1, did Stumpy leave a communication device so we can talk to while I was in hospital? So I assume that Stumpy might have got in the place that B1.
And I'm assuming B1 will pipe up with, no, he didn't.
Oh, sorry, she didn't. Yeah, sorry. Okay, drugs, hospital. Yeah. So okay, cool. That's all I have to ask. Hey, is any of my bounty hunter gear still here? Because I noticed it's all gone walkabout.
I believe David's just a little bit out of reception at the moment.
I think.
Just when you wanted one-on-one time. Don't take that as any kind of comment upon how committed B1 is to your relationship.
Okay, in the background you hear B1 working on something rather important.
Yes.
It does really sound like something's about to blow up.
Yeah.
I think David's trying to.
There's some really bad 70s African music.
Yeah. There we go. All good?
I heard God damn it, I think.
That came through clearly after everything else cut out.
Yeah.
Hello, David.
He dropped.
Is he dropped?
Okay, I'll let him answer later on.
Okay.
All good.
So, Jed has this wonderful one-on-one time where B1, unfortunately B1 was not listening, but Jed got everything off her plate.
I feel content now.
Very good.
Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you now
Yes.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can hear the whole time. I was trying to talk, but my phone wouldn't let me.
B1 needs to have some serious talk with your phone. Keeps misbehaving whenever B1 wants to...
I think it's got the meow virus.
I think
Yeah.
we said Terrinoth too many times.
Yeah, that's it. We said Terrinoth too many times.
Yeah, so all I asked David was if
No, I heard. No idea.
No idea. Cool. That's all I need to know. I'll assume I have no more.
I'm not. No, I assume B1 has no idea, or does B1 actually know?
B1 does know. Most of that got damaged in the blast that sent Jed to the hospital.
Yeah, sorry, I threw it all out.
Okay. At least be honest.
Look, it was toasted. Like, properly toasted.
Hey, these new eyes I've got, is there any instruction manual so I know how to use them?
Yeah, just ask me. What do you want to know?
What can I do?
What do you want to do?
I'd like to know what I can do so I know how to use what I can do.
Well, I mean, it's really what I can do, and then what I can make them do. Also, they probably won't work unless I'm near you.
Oh, okay, so make sure I'm within distance of you, otherwise I'm blind, is what you're saying?
I mean, it does have its own little software programming going on. Technically, it is its own droid. I may have stole a personality from some Gonk droid. I don't really know, but he wasn't too happy about it, so don't antagonize your eyes too much. I don't either.
Got you. So don't upset my eyes and don't upset you, right? Is that right?
I mean, don't upset me anyway. It's got nothing to do with your eyes.
I know, but just that, I think that should come with the whole thing. So, okay. Cool. Thank you. That's all I need to know. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. Anytime you want a body part hacked off, I'm happy to help you out.
No. Look, I think we're good now. We're good for a
I
while,
reckon that
so I
should be
think
the
we
quote
can
for
leave that be. But
video.
thank you for the upgrade, I assume, and we'll see how we
Oh,
go.
Martin's writing it down.
Oh, you're going to enjoy them for the most part.
Anytime you want a body part hacked off video.
I know, I'm worried about I'm worried writing things down right now. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go, as I have no belongings at the moment, except what I'm wearing out of the hospital, I believe.
No, you've got some new clothes that aren't particularly flattering, but hey, you don't stand out anymore.
That's okay, I'm happy with that. I will look around and go, that's it, don't need anything else. Grab a coffee on the way through and I'm ready for the ship. So. Back to you guys.
Okay, so yes, you make it to your ship without much of an issue. You see that they do have a shuttle has been requested by Betty to ferry the rest of your troops and gear in a couple of days when you get yourself sorted.
Yep.
But they're going to spend a couple of days packing up under Betty's instruction.
Okay.
Following the protocols laid out by B1.
Yeah, do I keep my 3 minions? I mean, students?
Yes, you do.
Good.
Well, you got to have someone do all the tasks you want them to do on the ship.
Look, I say students and or minions. In truth, they are disciples.
So what, you're upgrading them?
Yeah.
So you have not replaced any body parts yet,
Yes.
and for some reason B1 draws the line without permission from Keanu.
So does that mean you've got Mu 1, Mu 2 and Mu 3?
Either way, B1 will not replace limbs on his disciples without permission from his glorious leader.
That is nice that I have that, at least that part of it.
That's assuming he's referred to you as his glorious leader.
Yeah. So.
He may be referring to the great droid overlords.
Yeah, who knows? So yeah, I guess we will set up shop in Terrinoth first, and then Betty and the recruits will follow along. Cool. So, but Santiago's with us.
Yep.
Sick.
So yes, you head off fairly easily. There is a lot of sad people seeing eBay leave. So that there's almost a parade for eBay going with a lot of signs saying "Leech don't go, Leech don't go," because the droid's also a crowd favorite. They want to know who's going to hunt down the misdemeanors now that Leech's going.
That was the new show in the last 2 months. Misdemeanors.
Yeah.
It's a drag show. Okay. Alright. Do you say goodbye to your fans?
They give you they can give you a podium with a box, so you can reach the microphone.
Bigger box.
Right. Thank you, my beloved subjects. Your many hours of watching my footage has made me greatly rich. And all 5.2 billion of you that watched my telecast.
Yes.
Is that where you say take that to your cousin?
Yes.
Take that, marketplace. Or was this your cousin Amazon that you're trying to spite?
Probably both.
Yeah. Why not? Well, the family. Yeah. Amazon, marketplace, tree gum.
Yep, all of them.
Online graze, and auctions pickle.
Yeah. Very good, very good.
Well, auctions
No, that's
generally
big
pickle.
ways.
Very good. Cool.
So after that rousing speech to the throng, there's a lot of cheers of asking for Leet to make a speech before he heads off and leaves his minions behind. There's been
B1 looks to them all. B1 looks to them all, looks back to his disciples, looks back to his crew. I've appreciated every single one of you watching me. I will miss you every single day. Also, catchphrase.
Insert catchphrase here.
And then you hear over the speakers, anytime you want a body part hacked off, call Leet. Is a
Have I
catchphrase.
just started my own chain of medical prosthesis
Sponsor.
places?
You're.
I believe you're in the process of setting up a new practice. I'm not calling it an actual surgery
Well,
yet because you're still
definitely
practicing.
practice, that's for damn sure.
So
So there's a new medical drama coming out.
Dr. Chuckles.
Hacked at first
It's going to
sight.
be called Elite Practice.
Hacked at first sight. Doing practice. This is so good.
I'm sure that suits B1's personality perfectly.
Absolutely.
And apparently there is a Mr. Rodian, the Rodian.
Yep. So I forget the name of it. So, the
Devarodian, Mr. Dev.
yeah, Mr. Dev.
Mr. Dev is more than happy to continue making more leaked dramas to come. He says that he will continue to fix the footage for you as he's been doing in the past, so you don't trip up the Imperial censors.
Very good. Very good.
And he says to B1 on his way out, if you need anything, just give him a buzz and he'll do what he can.
Sure, thanks.
Cool.
It's just the same to eBay. Because both of you have been a good cash cow for him.
Absolutely. So cool. Cool. Yeah, I think that's best I got. So I guess we'll head off and try to make base in Terrinoth.
Okay, it doesn't take you too long to cross the sector using simple navigation.
Probably. Do we still have the R4 unit?
You do still have the R4 unit,
So they
and
do the calculations, not us.
and you can also get calculations from each of the major planets, which will make things easier.
So you don't want B1 to help you calculate the destination?
Yes, exactly.
B1 can advise.
Yeah, you need to add an explosion to the end of that soundboard, please. Excellent.
There it is. I love
Enough explosion for you, David?
So who's doing the navigating now?
R411.
Not after that explosion.
Alright. So we get to Terrinoth.
You get to Terrinoth without any real problems. You do find that the upper space station...
Hang on. Martin, sorry to interrupt you there.
Yep.
Does B1 have anything to do with the piloting of the ship to Terrinoth?
He would love to, but apparently it's got other people sitting in the pilot seat the entire way.
Okay, and there's no way for him to interact with the ship to stop us from, or at least stop or delay us from going to Terrinoth?
You can actually stop at Korad for quite the vacation in eBayer's Escape from the World floating derelict.
Isn't Jed the pilot?
Well, the other option David had is to notify me through my eyepiece to do stuff, but I'll leave it up to him.
Jed's not the only pilot, and Jed currently doesn't have the pilot accreditation that the other characters had received.
Yeah, Piper lost
So-
the accreditation, so yeah, as well. So.
Yeah, so Martin, apart from mechanical intervention with the engines and damaging the ship, if there's any way that B1 can interrupt the jump to warp, or either the jump to warp speed or the destination, he will.
Okay, so did you want to stop at a
To
different
clarify,
planet?
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay, so I will see what happens then. Let's see. We roll a couple of bad dice because we don't really know what he's going to get into.
So somehow the
That's pretty
droid gets
bad.
hit with the ion blaster.
Okay, so
R4 gets hit with the ion gun.
when
by
you're
accident.
at the Marisi system, your hyperdrive malfunctions and stops working. Right after you are trying to jump to your last destination. And you find that you're going to have to sit down on planet to make repairs because you can't repair your vessel while in orbit.
Is this because of the meow bars?
Quite possibly.
Yes.
Is this the mining
I may be about to lose reception. If we get down there, B1 will completely, effectively repair the ship with no downsides whatsoever.
Well, I'll be assisting B1.
Yep. Sounds good. So we get down to.
So while you're trying to figure out what's happening, you bring up the data file of the area. It says the Maris system. Its star Maris is a yellow sun. Has 6 planets in system. Marisi, 4th planet in the system, is an agricultural center of the Elrood Sector. And you also get a broadcast coming through. Welcome to Marisi, breadbasket of the Elrood Sector. We hope your stay here is pleasant. If your arrival has been previously scheduled, please turn to frequency J33567Y32 for further instructions. If you have a medical emergency, please turn to frequency J45411K77 and notify the duty officer in charge. An emergency team will be waiting for you when you land. If you have any other business to declare or need further instructions, turn to override channel 47 where a traffic controller will assist you.
Turn to override 47, I guess.
Yes, hello, how can we help you?
Calms down. I will announce myself as kind of Cape Weir, senior sector ranger of the area. Our ship seems to be having some navigation issues, so we need to gain clearance to land as we do repairs.
Is an emergency landing required?
Not necessary, but we just need an area cleared for us to land.
Okay, so I will give you coordinates. We can switch over to the automated landing sequence when you get within orbit. We see that your quite a bit far out. You're probably about 3 or 4 hours from planet.
Alright. Sounds good. Yeah, so follow the protocol going that way. Yeah, and I think first time, and yeah, just follow whatever protocol he says.
Okay.
Fun.
Yep.
As we are approaching, B1 does his best to space Google anything that he can about the area, just to make sure that there's nothing untoward about them taking control of the ship.
It's a standard practice for most ships coming down to land that they're going into an automated landing sequence.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's just before, so B1 is already suspicious.
That's also the easiest way to get rid of unwanted visitors.
Keep it, yeah, but don't worry, we're the cops. So, haha.
Some people are the cops, some people are.
You are
people.
consultant.
Yeah. And B1 wants to live, so he will keep a very, very, very close eye on what's going on with the ship and its destination.
So that they have very interesting names of the oceans that you see pop up in the data about the place. One ocean is known as the Hope Ocean, another one is known as the Healing Ocean, and the last one is the Ocean of Memory.
So I thought you first said that the first ocean was the Ho Ocean, and yeah, that evoked interesting visualizations. So where were we crash landing?
You like to crash land?
Oh no, we're not.
No,
we're landing. Don't worry.
Yeah. So where are we making an unexpected emergency?
On Mercy, the planet right before Terrinoth.
Okay.
It is the.
I will be careful to write emergency rather than crash landing.
So.
And you've been scheduled to land at Mercy Prime, their capital city. Which means you're a continent away from their best brewery.
Bell. Really? We are? We like accidentally emergency land on the best brewery? No, probably get in trouble. So MER.
ISW.
And aside from being culturally interesting, do we need to take note of hope, healing, and
It's just interesting stuff that you've heard.
Yep, awesome.
As it has one major landmass and connected by a mountain range, and it has a couple of islands in the middle of Ocean of Memory.
So we're landing in Mercy City?
Mercy Prime.
Mercy Prime. Which is the city.
Martin, I would like to go to B1 and ask if I can somehow use my eye to get some background of this planet. Just like some sort of, can I use it as a Google search engine as well?
Mark,
B1
you have basic eyes. You don't have advanced eyes, so
Okay, cool.
anything that you display beyond that has to be sent to you directly by B1. That overrides your vision. So instead of seeing what you see normally, you then see what B1 puts in front of you.
Okay.
Which means you technically can't see.
So that changes absolutely nothing like what I was about to say. B1 immediately turns off your vision and starts flooding you with a Wikipedia of the entire place. Way too fast for you to read, but it does.
Okay. I shake my head while it's going on. Go. Then it finishes. Go.
Does it finish?
So to be very disturbing, shaking her head has no difference to the feed whatsoever. The feed comes down exactly the same no matter where the
I'm
head
thinking
turns
I'm trying to read from side to side when I'm actually not doing it. So I'm getting used to the eyes, that's all. So, and I'm not sure how long it goes for, Martin. I'll leave it up to you, but
It doesn't stop until you tell it to.
Or until you tell B1 to tell it to stop.
Am I anywhere near B1 at the moment, or not really? Am I just in different
Hard to
places?
tell, you can't see.
I just yell out, B1, can you slow it down, please?
Oh, sure, sorry, I forgot that you're not a droid, and that you can't actually process that information that quickly because you're a disgusting, filthy meat sack.
Yep.
Hang on a second, I'll start again. B1 starts passing relevant information about the planet to not Piper in a way that Piper can digest it.
Okay, so you start getting one word a second pop up.
You are about to approach Marisi Prime.
I do yell out again. Thank you. I still think we need to work on the coordination around this, but thank you, I say.
Alright, B1 starts actually being useful to not Piper.
Is that not Piper's new name?
Not Piper.
Not Piper, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I want to get the not Piper bit. Just double checking.
I will take as much in as I possibly can, but
I'm sure you can take in a lot, especially if he does shock therapy to help you remember.
That does not happen.
Really? I'm surprised.
Not yet. No, it will happen, but not yet. Okay.
No, that's the shock is what B1 is keeping up as non-existent sleep.
Yeah. That's what I assumed that's what would happen too. Yeah. I don't know about the shock, so I have no idea which.
As we have our descent, do we get any other messages from the planet, or is it just simple help navigation to the planet?
Well, once it takes over the navigation,
Then it's all good.
it shows you on the screen where it's going.
Cool. I just want to double check. All good.
Then it seems to just take control of thrusters and go doing slowly.
Cool. Awesome.
I'm just looking at the map.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, you come in for a nice soft landing, and you are greeted by the local, I would probably say, an Imperial bureaucrat with his jaunty cap and a little data pad, coming to check and see what's wrong with your ship.
I tell him that it just seems that we had some navigation issues, so rather than float in space, we figured we might as well land just to do a full workup, just to make sure we don't run into full issues. We do have our own onboard mechanics, so I will direct you to him. You may not. I'm going to just warn you that he is a droid, but I trust him completely, so whatever.
Did you want the droid pit crew we have here to work on it? I'm sure it will take no time in getting it working again.
Again, our droid is very particular about our diagnosis, so if he would like to work with them, I will have him decide.
So this is where B1.
So this is where I get B1 to decide if he wants to work with this Imperial and their droid pit crew.
You're shoving this poor little Imperial pencil pusher with his jaunty hat on.
B1 walks by you down the ramp and says, "Oh, no, it's alright, just a hyperdrive malfunction. We need to reset some external couplers. You don't have any T19 hyperdrives going around. Maybe if you did, that'd be useless. We don't use that. No one's used them in years. Come on, minions, my little disciples, let's go do some work."
He turns to you and says, "Does your droid need resetting?"
No.
How about I reset your central nervous system?
You can. That would be great. I've been having these back problems of late. And he starts going into this whole.
Wait a minute. I might want to line up for that too.
Everyone stops, turns around, and pays a lot of attention to what he's saying. Then, if he can come up with a genuine medical resolution, he absolutely does.
Okay. So your medicine.
Say, roll dice.
Yep. He has 2 yellow and 4 green, up against 3 purple.
Oh, was it 3 purple or 2 purple?
3 purple.
Okay. So just to go in.
refuse to go away.
So he got 2 successes, a triumph, and a threat.
Oh wow.
Yep.
So yes, so B1 does come up with this entire way of how to reset the nervous system of a person, involving shock therapy. An experimental treatment that apparently is outlawed in a few systems, but is generally going to work.
B1 passes this information on and says he's quite willing to perform the procedure after he resets the external couplers on the hyperdrive.
He'll be waiting to find out. Just see, he points over to one of the officers nearby. He'll be waiting over there for you, and wishes you luck in resetting your ship.
Okay.
My guess is that Kyana saying no, that the droid doesn't need any resetting, while also nodding at the same time, doesn't raise any red flags with Jaunty.
Might think.
Well, he just got given a treatment plan that might help his back.
Sure, no. Look, I just double checked.
He's more than happy to have a droid treat him if it fixes things.
Yeah. Look, totally. Ariadna would sign up with B1 to see whether or not her central nervous system could be fixed. And to be honest, shock therapy isn't all that off-putting, considering that I've been through a radio frequency neurotomy. So, you know.
I would think at this point it'd be like, you know what? It works.
There's a lot
Try
of people
having
that
2
will go
Stellar Candelian box. After that, you're really not too worried.
So yes, having a look at the outside of it and resetting it, the hyperdrive did sort of have a slight malfunction when the inputs were modified, and it tried to jump through the local star.
That
So-
would usually go bad.
That
I
goddamn
was gonna say
on-board
the
unit,
potential.
he tried to jump us through a star.
Yeah.
Well, you realise that the coordinates you put in to change where it was going actually would have sent you through a star if the hyperdrive hadn't shot it out.
So this is B1,
Yeah, B1
almost
knows
playing
that.
this?
B1 knows exactly that is a thing, that he is going to blame VR for you.
That is
Yep.
perfectly fine.
Absolutely, we don't know any different.
Just
That
another
R4 unit tried to jump us through a star.
has the information about the planet finished yet in my eyes yet?
No, that's still going, but you can
Okay,
you can hear everything going outside. So far, you're up to page number 2
Wow.
out of 53,000.
B1, do I really need to know this? I say, and assuming I don't get any reply. So
Oh, B1's
I can
left you.
stop anytime. I can stop anytime you want. You just teach an X kid, dumbass.
Oh, can you stop? Because I think we're on the planet where we're good now. I think. I don't know.
All right. You know you're only a tenth of the way through the introduction, right?
Yeah, look, I think next time we might do it a little bit. Yeah, we'll work on this, okay? So, and I'm just waiting.
All right. I'll give you your sight back. Just give me your sight back.
Okay, you suddenly see everything in black and white.
Everything in black and white now?
Yeah, the colour seems to have gone.
Old school.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
And then there's just slight lines going up and down the screen every now and then.
What you need to do is call Samsung and see if they'll replace that for you.
Or you could just tell me what.
I'm telling B1, go, I've got a bit of lack of colour and why I'm seeing
Oh,
lines.
no, that's okay. You let it happen. All you need to do is just hit yourself in the side of the head really hard and the color will come back.
Oh, I love it. Because that was exactly how you fixed black and white.
Is there any
TV
sort of insight
or
roll
colour
here,
TV
Martin?
for black and white.
There is, but would you like to make one, or would you like to do what was requested?
I'd like to make one first,
Okay.
based on I know B1's history, so
Oh,
more than probably most people.
well, I was gonna say, if you hit yourself in the side of the head, you'd be like, no, the other side.
Yeah.
Yes, I know where this is going. I know. But
So
No, it's supposed to be the front, not the side.
I'm going to say that is a 2 yellow dice versus. What is our droid?
He's just on. He's going to use one of those points he gets to use.
Yeah.
I don't remember what those points are called.
The
Hey, point.
force points.
I've had some.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 yellow dice versus a red dice.
Anything else? That's it?
That's it.
Alright.
Okay, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Hey! That's pretty good.
So a triumph and a triumph and 2 successes.
So
Damn, okay. You know that B1's bullshitting you and that you could probably just get colour back at any point.
okay. I just have to go.
I
B1.
assume, Martin, I'm taking a liberty there.
Yeah, I'm happy for you to say that.
Yep.
Come on, B1. I don't need to do that. You just get back to normal,
God.
please.
Cool liberty, really.
Since when did you get smart?
Since I got these eyes, just put them back to normal.
Alright, what big eyes you have. All the better to see colour with. Colour.
Okay, so one showing color and one showing absence of color.
What is that, sepia?
So basically everywhere where the color is, it's just blank,
Oh,
and they got
negative.
color on the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
So
Of course.
B1, this is not working too well. Can we just have back to
Oh,
normal?
Hang on, you mean which eye's gone bad?
The right eye.
Okay, so what you need to do is get one of our meat shields, the young little meat shields, get them to blow into that eye. Like an old cartridge, you gotta get the dust out.
and as B1's saying this, Jed notices the eyes start to roll upwards. Well, one's going straight ahead, the other one's just slowly rolling upwards.
Look, can we stop marking around? I just want to get back to normal again, please, B1.
Okay, alright, there you go.
You've had your fun, thank you very much. I appreciate what you've done, but yes.
B1 attempts to completely restore sight to,
Non-binary.
Okay, so the bad eye goes offline, and it currently has resetting in progress.
I think not Jed is actually more appropriate.
So as you're looking at it, it's at it's going up 1% a minute.
I can see through one eye still,
One
can't I?
eye. Yeah, you're good, keep going.
I'm just going to sit in the chair inside the ship because I realise I'm useless right now, so yeah.
Well, it's only one eye that's offline.
I'm just sighing and just sitting down going, okay, just get through this, it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry that I restored your sight. Jeez.
You know, usually if I didn't lose my sight, I open my eyes and close my eyes. I'm not used to this difference, okay? Just bear with me a bit, B1.
Oh, I'm sorry that I've literally restored your optic nerves in a way that you can actually see as opposed to you being completely blind.
Sorry that
Oh,
I care
He
for
says
you.
while he's resetting the power couplings.
Well, I didn't know what happened to me while I was under. I just woke up recently. So just bear with me while I get used to this,
Are we
okay?
going to be here very long?
I appreciate what you've done.
We're expecting
Bear with
only
me.
to be here for about half
That's
an
right,
hour.
the word you're looking for, a
while
thank you.
things are
Alright.
being reset.
This hydrodrive should be fixed now that the R4 unit hasn't absolutely ruined the entire ship. Lucky you've got a decent mechanic.
I'm sure if the R4 unit was overhearing this, it'd be going beep boop beep beep boop beep. All that.
That's a good thing it doesn't speak common.
Okay, so B1 manages to lift his fingers off the circuits just before power runs through it.
That sounds...
Nice work, garbage can. Try harder next time.
You hear the sound of a turret deploying.
Oh shit.
What you didn't see is the dice roll over here, where you got a failure.
Yep.
That was the droid trying to shock him.
Yeah.
Is this R4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're flying on a ship where B1 and R4 don't like each other?
Oh no, they like each other. They like each other so much they want to cause physical harm to each other.
I see.
I will fit 20 restraining bolts onto you, garbage can. Cut it out.
You see the turret move slightly towards you and then retract.
Yeah, that's right. You keep walking. Anyway, you planet boy, what do you want? What do you want? You want to not die or not be in pain or something? Here, come in the ship. I'll help you.
He comes over.
We might end up with a new crew member.
Oh, don't worry. He's getting an implant.
Oh, God.
So does this implant cause him to get shock on a regular basis to relieve him of pain?
Yes, it does, and also interacts with your central nervous system in a way that is probably beneficial, maybe.
That's okay. That's what doctors in real life do.
Well, you did get a triumph, so you did come up with something that would cure him of his issues.
Yep, so B1 very hastily puts together a very, very small device that draws power from his body heat over a period of time, and then releases a very distinct electric massive pothole.
Oh, okay.
Creates a small electric shock that will target in that required area. Also, because it collects that heat and does burn energy, it also helps him lose weight a little bit easier if that's ever a problem.
That's nice.
I think you'll appreciate the side effects.
I find
Yeah. Also, it does have a Wi-Fi connection, so B1 can send him into spasmic pain whenever he wants.
I think you need to go to Dr. Trouble's specialist.
Yeah.
Alright, B1 applies that device and triggers it, and hopefully it works. He also explains the medical procedure to his disciples the entire time.
You need to go.
Okay, so yes, he seems very grateful for you. He says he's fast-tracked your departure for whenever you want.
Shit. I mean, awesome!
Shall we head on our way then?
Yep.
And hopefully not explode.
There's a couple of reses coming from the R4 unit towards B1.
Oh, that's just
I'll
entertainment.
turn you into spare parts!
Free entertainment. Not concerning at all.
B1 harmlessly throws a wrench at the R unit.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so
PTSD just kicked in.
I believe you successfully hit the R unit with the wrench. It stops and it just turns and looks at you, and you have a feeling of it's planning your dissection. As you can just see in the way it's just staring at you.
I think that droid needs a memory wipe. It's starting to get a bit antsy.
Oh goodness. I'll just get R4 out of the same area as B1, so they're on separate.
I'd
You gotta
say
be
this
careful
is
with those kind of droids. They start to get cheeky and they do things they shouldn't do. That's really not cool.
Oh, I would not know any experience of having a droid that does things that it shouldn't do, but alright.
And B1 finds
It's
that...
irresponsible to have something like that floating around.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
thinking
really
she
bad,
doesn't have an
Jet
entourage.
says out loud.
And while B1's been off the ship, he finds out all his codes to the ship have been locked out.
B1 can't get back on the ship.
B1 starts splicing his way back into the ship
Yeah,
systems. I'm quite happy to roll for that one.
Okay, so that would be...
Splicing.
Apparently you have no problems getting back in. As you see, quite a few messages from the droid sitting waiting for you about how you're useful for parts as well.
Part donation list.
He just sends one message back. Get good, scrub.
That's funny.
You also see that he's also hacked into your feed, into the eyes of Jed.
This is what I was concerned about. You're getting problems with some other droid. The other droid takes it out of me. And I'm in the middle of this whole concept.
You never know, the droid might free you from B1.
No droid. Yeah. This is an internal memory thing, which I'm not sure if somebody can access, but I think to myself, no droid is ever good.
Probably what will happen is one droid will control the right eye, the other droid controls the left eye.
R4 has dibs on the left eye.
That one's working right now.
You had to say it, Ross. You had to say it.
I love it.
Jed doesn't feel like Jed wants to stay around too much longer at the moment, if things become the way it is, but anyway. But anyway.
B1 starts eyeing off the weapons lockup.
There could be a civil
You know
war
what I
here.
have that you don't, you little trash can? Opposable thumbs!
I'll comms to B1 and I'll be calming to B1 and I'll be like, we only have one jump to go until we get to the place where we need to be. I say that specifically. Can I please have peace on the ship for this jump because we have a duty to perform. Thank you.
I don't care about your duty. I'm not a sector ranger.
You can make him one.
Go on, make him one.
No!
Do it. Oh, please.
I'll blow this ship up before I'm some bootlicker.
Oh, please.
Oh my god.
Sergeant Bootlicker it is.
I'll remind B1 that as a consultant and trainee of Sector Rangers, or trainer of Sector Rangers, I'll need his compliance in this jump to our next destination. I say that specifically.
His final destination.
Yeah, until the next destination. After that, should he decide to stick around, does not matter to me. But I would appreciate his compliance with this request.
Yeah, you'd also appreciate oxygen in the spaceship, wouldn't you?
It's a good. I'm just gonna think we have our
Right,
card.
I reckon that's Ranger making words.
Yeah. So, I tell B1, look, if I can't get your compliance with this, we can leave you here in Mercy, because that seems to be what you're wanting at this time.
Why? I didn't stop the ship. I'm not the one who tried to run it into the sun.
Yeah.
Isn't he exactly the one who tried to run it?
That's
Well, you don't know that.
funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I'll poke Jed and tell him to talk some sense into his droid.
You what?
You've just given
I'll
ownership
show
of
you as a
B1 to
damn
Jed.
droid. Get that ship up off the ground. It's gonna get exactly where you want it to go. Dumbass meat sack, making me sound like I'm owned by a dumbass meat sack. None of you are bounty hunters.
Yes, we were.
But
You're
he
not
did use
now.
present tense. We are not
Yeah.
currently bounty hunters.
Yes.
So, you know, B1 does have a thing.
I was going to say something and I realised I'm not actually now.
That's a wise choice.
Yes. We get the ship.
Okay, so after some interesting comms, you make it out of the Mercy system and reach Terrinoth. And over the comms, you hear Captain Maverick welcoming you to the sector.
Captain Maverick.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
He's been working with the security forces.
The
flying
Gungan's
there.
gone up in the world.
Yep. He's best captain of security forces.
Oh, he's yeah, okay. This could make it very
Well,
interesting.
when not captains flying, he taxi driving.
This could get very interesting indeed.
Well, it stops the people fighting him.
Yep.
Very hard to find the person who's in charge of security.
If you're in
Yeah.
a taxi.
Yeah, that'd be really hard.
Well, if he's also the head of security and he's in and he does taxi driving, very hard to find him for his taxi driving.
Yep. Yes. I can see the logic there. Definitely not going to argue with it. Do we get new quarters?
offices?
There is still the vacant hangar on the space station where a couple of people lost their arms recently.
Well, there you go. It's a place for memories
Oh.
already.
Great.
A
Yeah.
hard-won victory.
These are
Yes.
good memories, though. You were proud to become half armless.
I was proud to prove myself in battle. Welcomes us to Terrinoth.
If it's just one arm, what percentage of one of us is she?
Join us. Join us.
No, it's okay. She's armless.
Sorry.
Well-
You were just called armless.
Very disarming personality.
Yeah.
So we set up in the open hangar at one
Of the surrounding space stations on Tauri.
open.
There is the hangar that you had found the pirates in.
Yeah, but is there like closed off quarter parts? Like
There are
offices and things?
lots of rooms associated with each of the hangars.
Okay, alright.
So it's like a small apartment warehouse.
But B1 starts furiously typing away in a space Word document.
Really?
Do they appear?
Big one's chosen word?
Does this appear on Piper's feed?
No, I mean, it might leak into it every now and again, but no.
Yeah.
You see flashes of a business plan involving shock treatment for the entire globe, for the entire universe.
I
I'm
think
not saying
B1's
right
found
now,
his
I'm gonna
calling.
have a chat later. Yeah. I'm going to keep. While I see this, I go, I open my mouth a little bit, then I just realise, okay.
We can
Then I'll
finish
get
up
back
around
to
here.
that.
Yeah, I think so.
Isn't that just signing up for the Empire?
Do you think it's
Force lightning and all that crap?
Who's Empire?
Because we have a So,
Well, if we're going to talk some personal
yeah, sorry,
stuff, I might
no,
actually
he's got to go,
to
so yeah.
in credits,
That's okay, sorry.
and then we can make plans and talk outside of
That's
it.
okay.
So we'll finish up with you've reached the hangar. You see that there's lots of stuff to do, and B1 is making his plans to dominate the world.
Yep.
So stay
Honestly,
on
sounds like you.
No, it's just his plan to revolutionize the medical field.
through dominating the medical field. I'm sure.
I reckon one of B1's minions is going to be called P1, and it'll be like Pinky in the Brain.
So going to end credits.
Alright.